so my name is Carmen, and I am posting a video for the It Gets Better project that Dan and Terry thought of, which I think is absolutely wonderful because, people like me were in high school once, and we were bullied and we were harassed because we are who we are. And my name is Carmen. I grew up in Prince George, British Columbia in Canada, and I am bisexual. And, from a really early age, like I remember being in elementary school and thinking girls were more attractive to me than boys, and I thought, I didn't know what to think, but I always knew since I was like 6 or 7, since elementary school days, that I wasn't like all the other girls who just wanted to run away from the boys with cooties, and I was running away from girls because girls had cooties. And I spent most of my high school totally in the closet, and I was almost self-destructive in the sense that I tried to hide it from everybody. I mean, I was a pretty popular girl in high school. I was, on sports teams. I also did debating. I was involved in absolutely everything, and there was times when I was really depressed, and I tried to kill myself a couple times unsuccessfully. I mean, there's one time where I took a lot of medicine, another time where I cut my wrist, and it was my way of trying to deal with these demons inside of me of feeling different. And, in grade 11, grade 12, I started to, not fit in with the popular group so much, even though I tried really hard, and I was sleeping with boys and trying to have boyfriends all the time, to look like there's no possible way that I could be anything but straight. And there was an incident when I was in the locker room in PE class where a whole bunch of girls just, started beating me up because they caught me looking at one of the girls. Even though I didn't mean to, it's a locker room, all the girls are naked, and, I just looked and, I guess I just looked and they all saw, and they started calling me a lesbian, and then all these rumors were going around school, and they were absolutely horrible to me. And there was times where I contemplated being homeschooled. I was suicidal. I was kicked out of my popular group because I was the supposed lesbian. Even though I had a boyfriend, they all said I was a fake and I was just a lesbian, and lesbians don't go anywhere. And it was a really, really horrible time. And I spent the next 2 years of my life in high school dealing with the consequences of that one incident. And it was really, really horrible for me. But it does get better. It doesn't seem like it at the time. And I haven't been graduated for that long. I graduated in 2008. So these memories are still fresh in my mind, and they probably will be for the rest of my life. But I want to let you guys know that it does get better. And when I graduated, I got away. I moved away from Prince George. I moved as far away as I could, and I went to university 6 hours away. And I thought I was going to be a lawyer, and I was going to make all this kind of money, and just, the typical thoughts of wanting to have lots of money. But after I was in university, I found out, like I said, I'm bisexual. I met my boyfriend, Rob. And he was actually the first person I came out to. And I was scared. I didn't know how he would react. I didn't know if we'd break up. We were happy, but I didn't know if that would change everything. And I was really lucky, because when I came out of the closet to Rob, he supported me. He encouraged me to talk about it. He encouraged me, and not every boyfriend will be like this for girls who are bisexual, but he encouraged me to, that I'm allowed to go out and experiment and find that side of me, which I have. And I know that I love him, and he's the only one I want, but, he gave me that ability to go find out who I really am and explore that, the bisexual side of me. And after I did that, and I was with a few girls while I was in university, while I was still with Rob, he let me, like, we weren't in a relationship, but, you know, we fooled around, so I could know how it feels, to see if this was just curiosity, or if this is who I was. And after that, in university, I started taking courses on sexuality. And now, I am almost done my nursing degree. I'm specializing in prenatal and maternity wards, so I'm really happy with the career I've chosen, but I'm also taking a whole bunch of courses so I can go to high schools and teach a sex ed class. Because what I think is missing from sex ed class that we all have to take in high school is the fact that it talks about just sex. And you know, there's so much more than just sex. There's the sexuality aspect. And the fact that, you know, there's a statistic I heard that, you know, 1 in 4 Canadians are either bi, gay, like LGBT, and you know, that's a huge number, and that's a huge number of kids that are being not spoken to in high school. And you know, there comes a point where we're in a developing society, and we need to be able to reach out to kids like me, and kids like who are watching this right now, who just need guidance and help to know that it's okay, because there is no such thing as just straight and gay. There's a whole, it's like, if you think of it as like a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 is like fully gay and 1 is like completely straight, there's a whole range in between that you can fall in. And so you just don't have to be gay, straight, or bisexual. You can be who you are, because you may not necessarily fit into a category, and that's okay. And it took me going to university, having an amazing boyfriend who's accepting of me, and being able to actually find out who I was, to realize that I don't fit into a category exactly. And you might not either. And so this is my story, and I hope that somebody out there who listens to this feels like they got something from this. And if you want to talk, feel free to message me. I am more than willing to respond and help you, because it's the kids that are getting hurt by the current education system. It's the leaders of tomorrow, the people who are going to run our country, who are going to run our banks, who are going to make the future what it is, are not being treated and getting the right information at the right age. And so this is my story, and this is my little rant. And yeah, just a shout out to Dan and Terry. Thank you so much for doing this, because I heard about it on CBC Radio Q, and as soon as I heard about it, I came on, I watched a few videos, and it put me at peace of mind knowing that there are people out there who went through the exact same thing I did, who are just like me, and who got through it. And that's what the kids here need to know, is that it gets better. That you will find love, that you will find happiness, and that your life means something, and it is worth something. And if you just take it away, then you're giving up any chance that you can be the bigger person and live the better life and live your happily ever after, because it is out there for everybody.